We are returning to Avatar with Avatar 2, The Way of Water. This time it's wet. This is The Binge, movie podcast show where we talk about movies, we go through a franchise, one film at a time, and we drink. I'm your host, Joshua Ryan. With me, as always, Timbo Jones. What's up, Tim?
What's going on, Josh? Like my main man Bruce Lee once said, you gotta be like water. Adaptable. Fit every vessel. Keep it flowing. We're going the way of the water this shit. Let's go!
That was Bruce Lee that said that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Verbatim, I think. He said
Verbatim.
exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. Even the ending. Don't
Joining us, we have a very special
look it
guest,
up.
Adam. Adam, what's up, Adam?
Hey, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to go back to Pandora via a whale, I guess. This is my preferred transportation on Pandora.
I love that.
Or, sorry, a Tolkien is how they call it in the movie.
Tokun.
Yes.
Adam, where would people know you from? What do you do? What shows you on? Where do you write for?
So at the moment, my both my website and my podcast is called Films for Breakfast. The website, just filmsforbreakfast.com. You can find all my written reviews on there, but also podcast-wise, Films for Breakfast on, Spotify, Apple, wherever you find podcast. I don't have a co-host, so I just have literally a different guest on every single week.
Nice.
Which both has advantages and disadvantages at the same time. So if you just want to see me talk to a different person about a different movie every single week, go find me there.
Awesome. Well, as you know, movies are as important as the alcohol we drink on this show. So what are you drinking, Adam?
So I was telling you guys before we started recording, I went to H Mart the other day, and when I was like in the aisles, kind of trying to make my way around. I've never been there before. And I stumbled upon the alcohol aisle, and I remembered we were recording this tonight.
Good place to be.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I buy a beer from here? Just to, switch up a little bit, not just do White Claws all night. So I got a Baron Schwarz, which I've never heard of, from H Mart. I could not
Sounds
tell
fancy.
you what the flavor is. But it's okay. It's all right. I've already taken a few sips. It's all right. And I do on standby have a black cherry White Claw.
Classic. Let's get white girl wasted.
Yeah.
White girl wasted.
Timbo,
Yo,
what are you drinking?
that's me. I brought water.
No, you did not. Get the fuck out
Yes,
of
I
here.
did. It's blue. It says
Oh,
it's
that is
from
water.
a Bud. It says a Bud Light on it, and I feel like this is the most water thing I have in the house. And so for tonight,
true.
I'm going to finish the Bud Lights. Have you been watching in unison as these have been recorded or posted or whatever? How that
You got to
comes
stop
out?
drinking this shit.
This is the last of it. This is the last of the
good.
Bud Lights.
Good.
But
Hey,
it's water. It was just perfect
What?
for tonight.
yeah, what a way to go.
Just listen to it. Oh, there it is. You're welcome. Oh, it's fuzzing on me.
I am drinking for my birthday. My mother-in-law got me this Redbreast single pot still Irish whiskey, aged 12 years. So I'm pouring a little bit of that. Not going straight because this is a long movie. Could make for a long show. So I'm mixing it with a little bit of ginger ale on ice. Good sipping, good drinking,
Smart.
good getting drunk.
This is all over me.
Tim, get it together. So let's talk Avatar 2. This movie released December 16th, 2022. This is 13 years after the first movie. Now, after Avatar wrapped, what was going on in this time? After Avatar wrapped, Cameron built a submarine that could ferry him to the deepest place in the sea, the bottom of the Mariana Trench, in 2012, and he became the first person in history to descend the 6.8 miles solo. And I don't like that at all. I don't like that, and I wouldn't do that. And I don't know why he did.
Well, it's
Gonna
because
pay
of
me.
Titanic, baby. He had to go see if Jack was down there. He had to fish out the fucking heart of the sea, the diamond. The old lady, why'd she throw it over? I don't know. She could have kept it and gave it to her kids.
This old
Maybe
man,
they've
she had
been rich.
arthritis.
No, she did deliberate. She's like, them fucking
This movie, speaking of Titanic, reunites Kate Winslet with James Cameron. She plays Ronal, the wife of the water daddy. The water daddy of the water tribe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Movie, of course, opened number 1 at the box office. Number 2 at the box office that weekend was Black Panther Wakanda Forever. 3, Violent Night. Got David Harbour beating people up in the movies and not just in real life, as he has been alleged to do recently in the news. Strange World, which I think was that very forgettable Disney cartoon. And The Menu, which is a pretty fun little horror kind of comedy thriller. I like it.
You reminded me how, like, dire 2022 was. Like, that was a very, like, COVID catch-up year, I feel like, with movies. And then James Cameron came back to grace us a little bit at the end of the year.
Yeah, because that's December. This is when it's supposed to be, you know, the big hitters. This is like award season, and this is what we had at the box office. But
yeah.
But I digress. Worldwide box office, $2.3 billion. That is a lot of money. Estimated budget of $350 to $460 million. It is the third highest grossing film of all time. We know that number 2 is Endgame and number 1 is Avatar, because James Cameron couldn't let Endgame win. He re-released Avatar to come back and beat it. And that's where it stands today.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to interrupt.
Longer
I was going to say
than
that. I just remember that entire, like, ordeal where they re-released it.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Everyone was so salty about it. But
the Marvel folk got so bitter. The Marvel folk were so mad. Like, what do you care? What do you care which movie is the number 1 movie of all time? Like, who cares? They all still pale to Gone with the Wind when you take in, you know, inflation and everything. So, whatever. It's money. It's not your money. That's James Cameron's money. What do you care?
Yeah, but you care who wins, like, best, you know, picture and stuff like that. It's not your money. It's not your movie. Why do you care, Josh?
I do care.
Well, why do you care?
Runtime, 3 hours and 12 minutes. So this one bumps it up from the first one, which was 2 hours and 42 minutes. So they added a whole 30 minutes. At the time of recording, there's no confirmed runtime for the third, but Cameron has said it will be longer. It will be longer than this one. So we're going longer than 3 hours and 12 minutes. Does it come with an
intermission? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Now, this is not James Cameron's longest movie, though. James Cameron's longest movie is still Titanic at 3 hours and 15 minutes. Beats this by 3 minutes.
Did that come with an intermission?
I don't know if it did in theaters. I didn't
theatrically.
See it in theaters. I know you had to put in 2 different VHS tapes.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I had the 2 VHS tapes, yeah.
Yeah. Remember when you were a little kid and the booby scenes came up and how much that meant to you as a child?
I didn't even watch
as an adult.
I only saw Titanic for the first time when I was like 14, and it got re-released in 2012 in 3D, and that was my first time seeing it. Like, I put it off for like.
I bet Titanic in 3D would have been epic.
For the first like hour or like 90 minutes of however long it takes for like the Titanic shit to happen, I was kind of like, why are we doing this? But I remember like that scene where like Jack is like handcuffed in the hallway, like while the water's rushing in. I remember like the water just like really like kind of like rushing out of the screen. I'm like, yo, this is cool.
I bet that was intense.
Yeah, it was great.
I'd have ran out of the theater.
Dude, I just happened to like in my news feed. It was, at least it seemed like it was. Maybe it was AI, because I don't know what AI is anymore, because it's everything. But this guy was a survivor of the Titanic disaster, and he was talking about how he was one of the crewmen, and you know everyone else was in the lifeboats, and they're like, "Well, how'd you get out of there?" And he said, "Well, I made a way to the back of the boat, and when it went vertical, I was on top." And he's like, "Then it was coming down, so I jumped off." Some lady in the lifeboat, I forgot who he said her name, like kind of found him and they pulled him in and they you know got him all warm and everything, and they're like, well, who do you blame for this? Like, why would this happen? And he blamed it was on the company, and like they forced the captain to take a quicker route or some shit. He's like, we never should have been in those waters. We knew there was icebergs everywhere. They just wanted
icebergs there.
Yeah, he's like they pressured the captain to go faster to make good time, and then we all got fucked for it or something like that. I was like, well, this is pretty cool.
What was your rush?
I think because they wanted to, I don't know, get there so fast or something.
I think it was because wasn't it like the first departure or something? Like, weren't they trying to like prove that because it was like the largest ship or like there's something about the design that they had to prove that it could sail, I guess.
Yeah, but like the unsinkable ship, and then we can do whatever we want.
Show off,
right?
Well,
show off or show out.
Dude, I was showing off and it spilled all over me.
Clean yourself up, Tim. This movie nominated for Best Picture, Best Sound, Best Production Design, and Best Visual Effects at the Oscars. It, of course, won the Best Visual Effects. And you know what? This movie looks significantly better than the first, I think, watching them back to back. There's a big improvement in that 13
Oh my gosh,
years.
I was thinking of Titanic. I was like, that's a Titanic. Okay, I guess visual.
Titanic does still look great.
I forgot we're talking. Way of Water. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. This place. Yeah, no. Visually, obviously, Pandora's Box looks awesome. You know, for what it did in the first one, changed the game, technology-wise, elevated it, pushed it forward. Fantastic. This, you know, same, more of the same. I feel like. Did they make new technology for this? I don't know. Josh, do you know? Adam? What are you thinking?
But I didn't look.
I'm willing to bet that there was some bullshit that James Cameron invented in the what is that 13 years separated from the original movie?
Yeah, there was 13 years.
You know, I have no doubt about it that there was something new invented, but I agree. I mean, this does look like way better in the fact that the first one still looks better than most movies today. So the fact that this one looks better than that one is like a marvel. I just saw this again recently at the re-release. I know this comes out in December, this episode, but for listeners, I saw it at the re-release back in, what was it, October, I think it re-released. And we saw it, I saw it, and I was like the only one in the theater. I was like literally the only one there for the re-release. And
it's too soon of a re-release. The movie just came out.
Yeah, well, they did this, I know it wasn't the same timeline, but they re-released the first one before Avatar: The Way of Water. And they basically did just to show off like a full sequence in 3D of how amazing this looks. Doesn't this look so fucking cool?
Right.
And then it was the same thing with this one. Like it was kind of weird. Like it cuts to credits. It's like directed by James Cameron, and then you get a few cast members, and then it says, "And now an exclusive scene from Fire and Ash. Keep your 3D glasses on." And then it just shows like a full sequence in 3D. And I'm like, okay, I'm already sold, man. You don't have to show me anymore. I get it. You're cooking. It looks amazing. The fire looks cool. The water looks cool. It all looks cool. I'm sold.
Because again, a peek behind the curtain. We're recording very early. We have not seen a trailer for the third one yet. At the time of recording, there hasn't been a trailer for it yet.
There's been like a brief.
Was there? Did I miss it?
There's a trailer. I was gonna like. There is a trailer, but it's a very like vague trailer. Like it's very much. I wouldn't even call it a teaser though, because in my mind, when I think teaser, I think of like the Jurassic Park teaser with just like the fly and the amber, but yet that's not even in the movie. But it's also very vague. Like they don't. It's just a lot of basically just shots of showing how cool it looks. It doesn't tell you really anything about the story. But anytime I see a movie in IMAX, they play it in front of like every time. Like every time I see a movie in IMAX, they play it.
When does this franchise stop being a billion or multi-billion-dollar franchise, do you think? Because I don't think it's going to be sustainable, especially when the movies are going to be coming out more frequently. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to maintain $1 billion a movie. What do we expect third one? 3? Is 3 going to be a drop-off?
I mean, what did you say the second one made again? What did it made?
$2.6 billion.
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, yeah, it'll drop off from that. But I still think the ceiling is pretty fucking high. Like, I mean, I think the ceiling for this one, and I feel like I lowballed the last one too. So I don't even trust myself. But I'm gonna say 1.8.
I mean, I would have never guessed 2.3 billion for this movie.
No, that's crazy. That's insane. Like I mean, the discourse before this one came out was, "Oh, no one gives a fuck about Avatar. Avatar is aged so poorly, no one cares anymore." And then, as always, you know, big dick James Cameron comes in and just like immediately shuts everybody up. And he's like, "Fuck, 2.3 billion. Shut up. Give me the third one immediately. Give it to me now." It's an age-old saying in like the film fan community is you don't bet against James Cameron. That's there's death, taxes, and James Cameron. Those are the 3 inevitabilities in life, I feel like.
I agree with that.
I don't think it's ever going to stop. Can't stop not stopping. You know? People love this fucking world. I mean, after the first one, you had those people that were like so upset that they could never live in this fucking world. So the fact that he's like, I'm going to make 7 more, I think people are going to eat it up.
Have you guys seen, there's like a
I don't want to
video.
live in this world.
There's a YouTube video of like 2009, 2010 of like people, like this is a real thing, by the way. This isn't like an SNL skit or anything. If you look it up, there is like a support group for people that loved Avatar so much in 2010 and they got post-Avatar depression that they had to start a support group for each other of wanting to get out of Pandora. And like they had to like cope with the fact that they lived on Earth. And a lot of them like started wearing like dreads and like painting themselves blue. It's crazy. It was a real thing. I mean, you know what? Just personally speaking, I was 12 years old when the first one came out. I was super into it. I remember we went to Hot Topic in the mall, and I got an Avatar shirt. I didn't know why they had one in Hot Topic, but I bought one because I'm like, yo, that's sick. And I wore it to like middle
goth
school.
Avatar.
Yeah, honestly, I was wearing like my fucking skinny jeans and an Avatar, like a Na'vi t-shirt. I thought it was sick. I loved the first movie when it came out. I was amazed by it.
Right.
That year of my life, if anyone asked me what my favorite movie was, I'm like, it's Avatar.
Yeah, duh.
I think that's when Hot Topic started becoming like a wannabe like movie place. Because back when I was your age, back when I was young, Hot Topic was not giving you anything other than like those crazy big ass jeans and spikes through your nipples.
It scared the shit out of me back when I used to like.
I
walk
still have
by
my
it.
nipple spikes from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the plot of this movie, the story picks up 14 years after the first. I don't know why 14. When it's 13 years later in real life. I think maybe they just wanted the kids to be a little older. So Jake Sully has a family. 4 children, 3 biological and 1 adopted, Kiri, who is the daughter of Sigourney Weaver, who is played by Sigourney Weaver, which the voice really comes through sometimes that that's just a 73-year-old woman. And I have questions. Because as I was watching it, I hadn't seen this movie since theaters. When I went to my early critic screening, I hadn't seen it since then. And so when I was watching it, I was like, I think I remember that Kiri is like a clone of Sigourney Weaver, right? And then I'm waiting for that reveal. It doesn't come. So Sigourney Weaver is really just the mom of Kiri, and they make jokes throughout it. They're like, oh, who knocked her up? Who knocked her up? Who did knock her up?
My basic understanding is that the compelling theory among what are we gonna call them? Avatar heads, Pandora heads, Na'vi freaks.
Oh, I
whatever.
like Pandora head. Let's go that.
Pandora heads.
Blue people.
Well, that's they try they find that disrespectful. They don't like that. But
Smurfs.
Ewok groupies.
I'm just thinking of Tobias from
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
Yeah,
I blew myself.
myself.
That sounds fine.
But the compelling theory is that Awa rebirthed Grace into Kiri. Basically, that's the compelling theory. I don't know if it's real.
I mean, that's what I was thinking
it'll
of
probably be a
too. I
trap.
was like, okay, I could see that when she was dying, she put her into the other avatar to have this sort of pseudo reborn phoenix kind of a thing, I guess.
Yeah, and that's why she has like all those like, you know, like the
memories,
whatever you want to fucking call her powers. Like she has like some kind of connection with like
Right.
the land or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I hope Sigourney Weaver lives forever, but she was 73 years old at the time of this. James Cameron claims he has like 7 movies that he's going to make. How long can Sigourney Weaver play this teenaged blue chick? How long can she do this?
What do you mean? Michael J. Fox was playing like a 16-year-old for many years. Cast of Stranger Things. They're not in their teenage years anymore. You know what I mean?
Tim, get out of here.
Yes. Okay.
Are you kidding?
What?
What?
Or Avatar 4, didn't they already shoot most of it? Like they shot this one back in like 2014. It's crazy.
What?
Did they really?
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. They shot this back in like from like 2014 to 2016. They kept it in the can for 9 years just working on the VFX. That's why it looks so good.
God, it does. He should do more of that. This James Cameron guy, he's got a gift. He should do some of that stuff.
I guess I don't know. I was in. Okay, sure.
So Colonel Quaritch, Stephen Lang, he has his consciousness placed into an avatar along with some other Marines, and they got a vendetta against Jake Sully. Okay, so Adam, then I have a question for you. Then maybe your avatar heads, your AWOC groupies, have told you this. This is 14 years later. What took them so long to take Stephen Lang's consciousness and put him in Avatar? What did they do for 14 years? I don't understand. He died 14 years ago.
No, that's a good question, and I'm not going to pretend to know the answer, but off just memory, wasn't it because it took them a while to come back to Pandora?
Yeah, right? It doesn't
and
take a long
maybe.
time to get back there?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that
that
was
could
it,
be.
wasn't it? I think. I could be wrong about that.
I
All
mean,
right,
you
I'll
got to
buy
figure
that.
they left. It took so many years to get back to Earth. Then they got to come all the way back to Pandora, or at
Well,
least come up with a plan.
They narrated
You know?
at the beginning, like it's Jake Sully's narration about how there was like he
Right.
banished the humans from Pandora, and then I think there's some like expository like and then they returned when they got like some kind of like fuel source or something, and they
Wait
had
a
more
minute.
machines or something.
Exposition?
And a
in
James
Avatar?
Cameron.
Yeah, they like.
Oh, there's plenty
so they
of
left.
exposition.
I mean, they
Oh,
left
yeah.
in the first one, and they reiterated that they left in the first one, and then only a few of the humans got to stay, and then they like came back and just started terraforming, and then a year later, being on the planet, now they're have a base set up and all that shit. So, and
I
then
liked
that's
the-
when he shows up.
I liked their like get around to like be like, why are they talking English? Well, they're not. Why are there no subtitles? Where he's just like, I've listened to the language so much now that I just hear it as English, and then it just morphs into English, and I was just like, sweet. Now I don't have to listen to your Navi, and it sounds like English, but I know it's not English. You're talking Navi.
Can I say something on that?
Please, Tim.
Have you ever seen The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas?
Antonio Banderas.
I've never
When
heard
I
of
was a
that
very
one.
young child.
Okay, so this is great. It's a great movie, and I'm going to say it like that. I enjoyed the movie a lot.
Is it
It's
though, too?
Antonio Banderas pretending to be a Middle Eastern Muslim guy, if I remember correctly.
You're still in the
Still
screen
having
already.
his accent. Yeah, still have dude. Just
Well,
gotta
it's
check
John
it out.
McTiernan, so Total Recall, Die Hard.
So then
Yeah.
he is in this like Viking village, and they have to go on this mission. And the 13th warrior they pick has to be a foreigner, so he has to go with them, right? So he's on this mission with the Vikings. He doesn't speak their language. They don't speak his language, and as he's on this like travel, this journey, this montage, he slowly picks it up, and as he's slowly picking it up, they start speaking English because he's speaking English for us. And so that's how they get around it, is that same way where they start all of a sudden saying all this stuff.
workaround.
And then he starts saying English slowly so that we understand that he's now speaking their language. And I don't give a fuck what people say about it. I love that movie, but like that part I thought was really clever because that was back in like the 90s. So when they did it again, I was like, oh man, the fucking 13th Warrior, this shit. That's like the first thing my mind goes to. But yes, I'm glad they did that because I was thinking about that. I was like, am I going to fucking watch subtitles all damn day? But then it's weird because then like Spider is teaching the fucking clone.
I know. They have
Navi
to.
and
They
stuff like
struggle
that.
with. They struggle with it, but it's one of those. It doesn't
It's
bother.
fine.
Me. It doesn't bother.
me. No,
Yeah.
that'd be nitpicking. I don't care too much.
Now I like we get our first glimpse of action when old Stephen Lang and his Marines kidnap the Kid Clan. They kidnap the kids. Well, not kidnap, but they like grab them, and he realizes he's like, "Oh, you're his kid, ain't you?" That's my Stephen Lang impression. And there's
That's a good
Spider
one.
there. This is another one. Spider, cool dude. Spider's a good character. I like Spider having a little human boy there who's just kind of living Pandora. He's a little feral, but then they're like,
He's us because they're the people that want to be Navi that aren't Navi. That's what Spider is.
but they do the forced connection to Stephen Lang that is his son Miles, which again, in the last movie, no mention of him having a child. Where was this child? Where did this child come from? Why did he have a child on Pandora? What, he just knocked up somebody on Pandora and then they had the baby on Pandora? There was no mention. So it's just a weird connection because he knows who he is. He's not like an illegitimate child that he's like, wait, you're my kid? He's like, Miles, is that you? Weird. I feel like it's a bug. It's a plot hole.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. It does feel very sudden, especially like you're right, like in the context of the movie, like when they like roll it out, it's kind of like all right. But I do think in the long run, it does serve like thematic purpose ultimately, and I like
it. I like
by
the
the end,
connection
I like
for the
it,
story.
but I don't disagree with you about like the introduction to it. I'm kind of like this is a little sloppy the way they're introducing it.
I like that butthole, even in the future and on this other planet, butthole is still like a teenage insult. They say butthole a few times here.
They say
let's
that
see.
and
So-
bro. They say bro so much.
Yeah, it's very
Well, the one kid-
70-year-old man writing teenage dialogue.
Yeah.
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 Because the Navi boy, one of Jake's kids, is like, I don't speak to buttholes. And then when they have Spider and they're doing like the brain scan on him, he's like, you buttholes. Like, I'm in
Yeah.
pain, you buttholes. It's
And
great.
even-
Great
yeah.
insult. Bring buttholes back. Bring them back. Make them classy again.
Where'd your buttholes go?
Don't worry about it. Let's see here. Okay. So they leave their tribe because they don't want the Marines to find them. They go to the reef people. I don't know how to explain it, but I think the reef people are hotter. It's a hotter tribe.
Oh,
I'd go there.
definitely. They're
You know,
cooler.
you
I mean,
fucking would say that shit.
It's true. See, Adam agreed immediately. Tim, when
mean-
are you going to be on my side? with this.
I mean, they're just like more chill. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the second that Jake Sully comes in the original, and even before they know he's a human, like before they know he's an avatar in the original movie, they're already like, fuck this guy, get the fuck out of here. We don't need any more people. You know, these people, I mean, there's like some tension, but relatively like, yo, you want to go fucking swim in the water with me? You want to go see my fucking like cool, sick ass water animals? Like, they're just cool. They're hot. I love them. I much prefer this group of people.
What the fuck are you two talking about? Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I'm so confused. First of all, there's a good reason why the forest avatars were like, fuck these people, because they knew what they were trying to do, and they didn't want them around anymore. They're killing their trees and desecrating their fucking holy lands. You know what I mean?
Well,
and then
but before they knew that he was but when they just thought he was a Na'vi, they were like, fuck this dude.
Well, they called when they were like, yo, another daywalker or whatever they called them, sleepwalker. They're like, yo, we don't want these people around. They all got kicked out because they knew that they were coming in to steal their shit. They couldn't trust them, which they were right. They shouldn't have trusted them. What? Yes, sir.
Drink your Bud Light. Let me and Adam decide who's hot. Okay? Let me and Adam decide.
Yeah. See, Adam, it's funny because Adam's like, yeah, they're cool or they're chill. Josh is like, no, man, I like their boobs. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying. That like adds to sex appeal. It's like their laid backness. You know, it's kind of like a bohemian. I don't think they were laid back.
I don't think they were. I think
other than like the
wife
tension,
was not.
Okay,
she was like, I don't want these fucking people here.
Isn't she like pregnant in this?
Well, she was pregnant. Yes.
Yeah,
but it's also like the dad was the chief was like, I don't know if you should be here. The wife's like, they better not fucking be here. And then they keep calling them what, demon people or whatever it was because they got 5 fingers instead of 4.
The dad's chill.
That's not chill to me.
Movie. The dad's just like, it is spoken. You guys are family now. You live here now. That's
because he's the king.
I love him. He's awesome.
So I like that there are connections to like the forest tribe. You know, they touch tips with dragons and ride dragons. Here they touch tips with the water dragons.
Is that what we're calling it?
Tie their hand.
That's what Josh calls it. Yes.
Okay.
I like that Jake Sully like ties his hand in like a bull rider when he's getting ready to ride that one water dragon. It's so cool, and he struggles with it, but in standard fashion, he eventually earns the approving nod of the water daddy. Gives him like a little good.
I just
good.
I just don't understand why they had to leave the forest because it didn't make sense to me.
I think it made complete sense. What are you talking about?
I don't think it made any sense. Here's why. They could have stayed at the forest and fought like they did the first time, right? But instead, they leave. But then, Spider, who doesn't know that they left, and neither does the fucking clone know that they're left, all of a sudden now they know that they left, and then they start tracking them to these different water spots. Which is like, if Sully is saying...
Piece, Tim.
What's the important
piece?
What's the piece?
Okay. They left because they didn't want to endanger that tribe. So yes, we'll just fight. Okay, that means your people are going to die. But how did they track him? No, Spider wouldn't give it up. Spider, if he knew, he wouldn't say.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So, but listen, how they found them was, remember, it was Kiri. She had a sparkle seizure when she touched tips with a sea urchin. And then she was like seizing underwater and sparkling everywhere.
Sure.
And so Jake Sully freaked out. So what did he do? He called who he knows, the human scientists. And they drove out there and they tracked that.
Sure. But but they didn't know. They didn't know that they left. But they knew, like, they didn't know that they left, but they knew that they left. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, wasn't it when
like,
they
the
were
audience doesn't know
Spider?
that they know, but they knew.
Well, wasn't it?
When they didn't know that Sully left the forest people yet. At least as audience members, there was never a scene of them being like, where the fuck are they? They were just like, Sully left, and we got to go find them. We don't know where they are. So then they started interrogating Spider. But then also, Sully's like, I don't endanger my family, or I don't endanger my people. I'm going to go endanger these fucking people, and these fucking people, and these fucking people. And he's going to endanger a whole other group of people.
Did you want this movie to be longer, Tim? To have to explain all the things you're saying?
I want the movie to make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You're not endangering your forest people, but now you're endangering these people. Any people you're with, you're endangering.
Well,
like,
James Cameron has heard your complaints, Tim, and he, like Josh said earlier, he is making it 30 minutes longer next time. So you got your wish. You're getting the exposition you needed.
You know, you don't need
Cameron said,
you don't need to make it
Jones.
you don't need to make it shorter. You don't have to have like 30 minutes of like whale scenes.
Oh, dude, I
Okay.
disagree.
Diving
The whale
around.
makes
Whales.
the fucking movie. I agree. No, I
Yeah.
disagree, man. The whale is the best part of the
Let's
movie.
talk whales. So the water
Sure.
teens, they take
I like
Jake's
whale
youngest
tails.
son. They take him out into the deep. Complete assholes. Complete buttholes. Sorry. Take him out there. Leave him. That's not a prank. That's attempted murder. I don't know if
Yeah,
there's
but-
Avatar Navi police. If so, there's a case to be
No.
made here. Swimming out here in this deep oceans, all I kept thinking is water sharks. I'd be terrified of water sharks. What do we get? What are they? Token. The
Wait.
water whale.
Does that mean you're not scared of land sharks?
I drink land shark, Tim.
Okay, well you're saying you're scared of water sharks. Was the land sharks coming to get you?
I meant like
Or the
space
sand
alien
sharks?
sharks.
Oh, okay. Tornado
Yeah,
Sharknado.
space alien water sharks.
Okay,
But
continue. Sorry.
so the token that he meets, giant alien whale, and I dig this thing. It's a great creature. I think they add a lot to the story, and I like that they become
alien.
friends. I think it's neat.
First of all, it's not alien. That's where it fucking lives. It lives on that planet. It's not a fucking
Well, it's an
alien.
alien to me.
No, you're an alien to it.
Exactly.
can go
We're
both
aliens
ways.
to one another.
No,
Yeah.
you're on their
I-
world. You.
I that's my favorite part of the movie. Like everything with
Yeah, talk whale to me, Adam. Talk whale.
what
Yeah.
You got a lot to say.
Tell us.
this
Tell us a
fucking
whale's
whale,
tale.
It has a name, right? Isn't it like
He does have a name, and I wrote it down, but I can't find it.
It's the bastard whale. Some of that.
Adam, you look for that.
Payakon. I had to find it. I just like, I don't know, I like the whole thing where he's bonding with I forgot, I can't keep track of the fucking kids' names other than Kiri. The two brothers are like interchangeable for
The
me.
younger
yeah.
kid. I just said
the younger brother.
Yeah, the younger one. Like, I like the relationship there where, like, that entire, like, segment where he gets abandoned out at sea after the tribe boys, like, leave him out there, and he's bonding with Payakon, and he just, like, oh my god, all those shots, like, where it's, like, upside down. I'm like, this is the best shit I've ever seen. I went to this, I think
was.
the
It
same
was
screening I went to
visually
as you back in 2022. I saw it in, it was a Dolby 3D, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
And,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dear God. I mean, it doesn't do it justice watching it at home. Like that, like the way they like shoot the 3D and the water shit. It looks incredible, but I genuinely did find the whale to be the most compelling character, or a new character, I should say.
Yeah.
I like it.
Fantastic.
I just want to know
Tell us how you hate
why
whales.
can't. I'll tell you. Why
wait,
can't?
pause. Sam, pause. James Cameron is a conservationist and an environmentalist, and he listens. I know. I confirmed with his secretary this morning. So just be careful what you say about whales. Go ahead.
Does James Cameron take? Does he have a private jet?
No, he uses submarines to travel.
I was about to
on-
say, I think he definitely just travels via submarine everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then he's killing the whales. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I don't know if that's true or not.
Dude, even the whale has the best like
Why?
action scene in the movie. He like flips over the fucking ship and everything. It's awesome.
He does it like twice. He just belly flops and back
So
flops onto
fu-
boats over.
I love it. It's so stupid. He just fucking you're right. He just belly flops, and it's like, but they make it so cool. He belly flops, and then they start like shooting it, and he whips his fucking tail and like knocks them all out. It's oh my god, and then like the arm, like come on, it's awesome. It's great. I'm Team
Murphy.
Whale. I'm Team Whale.
I'm Team Whale. All right, Tim, sip your water. What do you have to say about fucking whales and how you hate whales and you
All
hate
I'm
the ocean?
saying
You hate
is,
Earth. Get
I
off
hate
Earth.
what? What do I hate? Earth. Welcome to Earth. Why the fuck do these water tribes have to? Why are they able to have sign language and actually talk to their fucking critters, and the forest people can't? That's
Well,
bullshit.
The forest people never tried, I don't think. They never thought of that.
You don't think they ever thought of like being like,
No.
"Hi, my name's Amy," like in Congo? Like, you
Okay,
don't think that? Me,
No, I don't think
Amy.
that they did. I don't think they did. Because
think
guess what? The water
think-
people are
I
doing it
think
because
Gaia
they
would have
cannot-
told him to do it, right?
The water
Another
people
Gaia?
can't
I
speak
don't know.
underwater. That's why they're using it underwater.
He's talks to him when he's sitting on his fin. The fuck are you talking about? He sits on his fin and he talks to him. Yeah, he does a little bit of this, but he's also like, "You can trust me, buddy." Like beluga.
Exactly. That's
Big
on
blue.
top of water. Under the water, he's got a sign language.
But
Even
why
Kate
did the
Wins-
sign language at all?
Well, Kate Winslet does the whole thing when they're talking about the pregnancies or whatever. Like they're like in sync
Yes.
with their pregnancies.
I
or
mean,
something.
even the bad guys, they come in and they talk about how smart the whales are and all this other stuff, and they're really only there to like. I mean, it's essentially they're essentially bison hunters. You know, they're
Yeah.
only there to kill one part of it, then they leave the
Mean.
skin and they leave the rest. That's the real world. Where in this world, they're there to take like
They take a little
some
bit of brain
part of the
juice.
brain juice, yeah, and then
Yeah,
they leave the
little bit-
rest.
little bit of brain juice.
Would you think if they were smarter, they would have made more money by like drying out the meat and doing all their kinds of stuff? Who would love to have like a
Yeah,
big
but that's a
whale
lot more
skull?
work.
That's
They
lot
did a
more
small amount of work
That's
for
true.
8 million. What did they say? 8 million or 80 million is what they said. Actually, 80 million is
I think
what
it
they
was
get
80
for that little
million.
vial of brain juice. But wait,
Yeah, so let's
this-
talk about that. So before we went to Pandora because of a black rock, unobtainium, right? There's a fuel
Great
source.
name, terrible name. I hate it. I love it.
Terrible name. But now they're there to terraform Pandora, or at least figure out if humans can stay there. That's why we're there now, right? That's
Sure.
what they said.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Maybe,
then now
yeah.
you got these whalers coming through, killing these motherfuckers, which is terrible. as
Humans,
we all can
man.
agree.
They're the real monsters.
Humans. Yeah, humans are the worst. We have whalers right now. They fucking suck too. You can fucking quote me on that. That's some bullshit.
Whale. Wait, we haven't
I
talked
forgot my
about
point.
Jake Sully's dreads. Why have we not taken... His dreads are so intense this movie. A lot
They're
of these people
ridiculous.
got braids, and he is just straight Bob Marleying it this
Yeah.
whole movie.
I
Are they
going
going
to
to get longer each movie?
I
they
do
gonna
love
get
that in
longer
the
these
midst of evacuating his family from impending danger, he does take the time to sort out his dread issue. Like he does take it upon himself. He's like, "This is a primary goal of mine." in this
I just
movie.
want to know why does Jake's military background supersede Zoe Saldana's like, hey, let's be one with nature and all that shit. You know what I mean? Because like they call him sir. They have all these like formations and shit. Like they even have the gear and shit. I'm like, why aren't we? Isn't he supposed to be like conforming to your guys' way of life? Like what the fuck happened?
Because he is considered a great warrior. Jake Sully, the great warrior. There's tales
Well,
of
if he was.
Speaking of Zoe Saldana, she's totally put in the back seat on this movie.
That's not. Yeah,
person.
that's a travesty.
She don't
That's
get
an
enough to
insult.
do.
I wanted more. I even had that in my notes. I was like, where the fuck is she? She needs to be in there. She needs
gets
to be there
almost
more.
nothing.
She gets nothing. She gets crying and screaming. Like, what the fuck?
Like if you do want to go by like a 3-act structure, I think the first 2 acts do kind of sideline her a bit, but I also think she has so much to do in the 3rd act that it kind of makes up for it, and I think it gives her a really interesting arc, like especially like opposed to Spider, where how like her failure to like accept Spider as one of them
I was going to say,
kind of darkens her heart a bit.
her
I
main
think.
spotlight moment is threatening to cut Spider's throat. Like,
Dude, it's a
that's
fucking badass
thing.
moment though. It's really sick.
It is. Do you think she was going to do it? Would she have killed that kid?
I don't think so. I don't think, but I think she was so fueled by rage. She got damn close because she like cuts his neck a little bit. From what I remember,
She cuts
Right.
his chest.
or chest.
Oh, yeah.
right.
She, like,
yeah,
Yeah.
cuts him.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean, does she have more in the 3rd act, if that's what we're calling it? Sure. But I would have loved to have seen her and Jake more so. Because it was interesting, because it was like the kids were learning all this shit, like learning how to breathe, learning how to like assimilate to this culture and all that stuff. Where it's like, wasn't Jake and I don't know her name, Zoe. Let's call her Zoe because I don't know her name.
Neytiri.
Neytiri,
Yeah.
thank you. Wasn't Jake and Neytiri doing the same thing? Like that's what I didn't understand at the end when they couldn't breathe underwater as good as the kids were. I'm like, didn't you guys fucking learn how to do that shit? Like
That's what I
didn't
said.
the
They
fucking,
weren't training like the kids. I said, why are you on this water land and you're
Yeah.
not learning all the water shit that the kids are doing?
Yeah,
It's like
because
when you
she
go on
even
a-
jumps on her fucking. Huh?
Yeah, it's like when you go on a fucking cruise with your family, and like the kids are out like fucking around in the water, and you're just like in the hotel room. You're like reading a book.
Oh, yeah. The
You
kids
know.
go learn how to fucking gamble and shit.
Yeah.
And just getting drunk and banging it
But
out
if
in the room.
but if I'm like, hey, we're gonna live on the cruise boat, I'm gonna fucking learn how to do some shit. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. You know, like if you're like, hey, we live here now, we're part of
you
it.
learn how to dance on a cruise.
Yeah. If I'm gonna
You're not
learn
gonna
how
like
to fucking ride a bull water shark thing, then I probably should learn how to hold my breath longer because it's like later in the thing. Like I said, there's no reason why could they get out of that? Come on.
I don't know.
Good question.
We didn't talk about, okay, so the whale friend, whose name you looked up, not Tilikum, that's the orca that kills all the
mother?
trainers. We learned that he's considered an outcast, and they're like, you can't talk to that whale. He's excommunicado. That
Which
whale's
is a very
outta here."
funny concept
they
to
don't-
me, is how a whale could be excommunicated. I remember like seeing this in theaters and I laughed a little bit when they're like, he's been excommunicated. I'm like, that's such a funny fucking concept to me.
And it doesn't
Yeah,
seem
the
so
reason is,
chill.
like-
Doesn't seem chill now, these people.
Oh, he killed
out
his
the whale.
family, he killed people. But then Jake's son goes into his mouth, and they touch inner tips, and then he can see what really happened. And that was that the whale did not actually kill his family. Hunters did. And I'm just like,
Sure.
hunters are already out here killing everybody. You guys already know this. Where did this myth come from that he killed his family because he survived a hunt? Shouldn't he be a fucking hero? Shouldn't they be giving him a parade?
Just want to say, for starters, I do appreciate you waiting until Tim took a sip of his drink to say inner tips.
Yeah.
Two, I think
Everywhere.
I don't know. I mean, it does. This is the part where the lore, like I think the James Cameronisms. While I do admire it, I do appreciate that he took. I mean, what, like 14 years to craft like such an elaborate, interconnected story, and clearly he's like, unlike the Star Wars sequel trilogy, he kind of roadmapped it. It seems like he knows exactly. He knows like what fucking Avatar 7 is, apparently.
Don't get me started with Star Wars.
Like apparently,
I would say this. Okay.
he knows exactly where it ends.
Okay, just like the movie, for the length of the movie, intermission, pee break intermission. And we're back. Let's talk tattoos. Who's tattooing these hot sea people? Because I don't think those are natural markings. Are they natural, or who's their tattoo guy?
Why does that fucking matter?
I would love if it was the whale. I would love if the whale's just like a fucking like little
The fucking
a little
whale.
pin. He's just like fucking.
I would
marking
love that.
it. Yeah, that'd be great.
Why is Spider helping them so much?
Well, it's his daddy, man, and you can tell he doesn't want to. I like Spider's arc because he's straight up saying, I'm not going to help you. He's not giving them information. He's just going along with them. He didn't.
He teaches them Navai, and he shows them where to fucking start riding the dragons. Granted,
Yes.
he's like, oh, I forgot to tell you the mouth thing, but he still shows them where they are.
He does that stuff, but he doesn't directly help them do anything that would hurt the Na'vi or Jake or any of them. And when fucking asshole Stephen Lang takes him there and is like, translate this, I'm going to kill her. He's like, I'm not going to translate that. Fuck you, Dad. I'm rebelling. I'm a teenager, and I won't clean my room and that sort
Yeah,
of
but
shit.
he
not
saved
having
him at the end. Why save him if you didn't like
it.
him?
Well, spoilers, Tim. Let's talk the
What are you
ending. This,
fucking we've been talking for over an hour, almost.
okay, the action scene at the end. I think it's a pretty sweet action scene on the boat. Adam, do
it's
you
awesome.
disagree? You shaking your
No,
head?
no, no. Sorry, man. I was like shaking my head, like remembering how like sick it all looked. I'm like, oh, it's so fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Like it looks amazing.
I will admit, this is the moment where I was feeling the runtime. Because even though this is a super sweet action scene, I was just kind of like, this has been going a long time. And the action scene is a long scene,
a
which
long
is
one.
fine.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it's been a long time. And I was kind of feeling it, where I was getting a little burnout by this point. And so James Cameron being like, oh, next one's going to be even longer. I'm like, longer is not always better. Trust me, my wife has told me this. Longer is not always better. I believe her. So you don't have to try and extend it. Because sometimes it hurts when you try to extend it.
You or her?
I don't know.
I just don't understand why they were in a water thing. Like they all should have been able to breathe under the water. And then I thought she was gonna bring those floaty things in to save everybody, but no.
But
That's all I'm saying.
but
That
man,
makes
it's a
sense.
sick moment at the end, like the little heart to heart they have with the little like water fireflies or whatever. Like that. I mean that dude. When I watch, okay. So let me back up, and Josh can atone to this because when we go to these screenings, sometimes, especially these Disney screenings, sometimes they're generous enough to buy us drinks when we go in. The first time I saw this, actually the first time I tried to see this, the projector did not work at the first screening, and they sent us all home. And they were like, "Hey, they were like, come back tomorrow. We'll have it fixed. We'll make up for it. I promise." So we get to the theater the next night. And I believe that first screening they were like no guests, and then the second time they were like, okay, you can bring guests. We're sorry. And so I brought my girlfriend with me, and then they also were like, hey, also just as a courtesy, basically get whatever you want, concessions, beer, snacks, like whatever you want. So
Nice.
I got like a giant, like I got like a fucking Corona. I was loaded up. I got popcorn. I was ready. So I was a few drinks in at this point, but I started crying when the family was like guiding each other through the water. I started like tearing up. I'm like, this is beautiful. I'm like, I'm very moved by the family unit here.
How many times did you have to pee during that fucking movie?
I didn't pee at all.
That's a good
I didn't pee once.
Dude.
Yeah, although I will say,
Those tears,
I'm
your
worried.
bladder getting ready to burst. Was that urine seeping out of your
No, it
eyes?
wasn't.
Now,
He
yes,
just
I did.
refilled the Corona cup.
I ran. Like, dude, I ran down that
Protest.
Dolby auditorium the second it ended. But I am worried about this one, though. This new one. I'm worried about that. I don't know how I'm going to blast during that one.
Yeah, no, when it's a long movie like this, and I'm going to a screening or just even a regular theater experience, if it's one I really, really am like devoted to, I don't want to miss it. I cut myself off 2 hours at least before the movie. Like I don't drink anything.
Yeah.
You have to. That's what I did for like the Batman. I was so psyched for the Batman. So when that came out, I did not have anything to drink like 5 hours before. I was like shriveling up like SpongeBob when he goes out of the ocean, like just sitting in the theater seat, just kind of shriveling up.
Honestly, here lately, like I just have, like I feel it like towards the end of the movie. But if I'm like really into a movie, I just don't fucking feel anything. Like I just like I kind of like numb myself to it because I get so like wrapped up. And then like when I know the movie's like ending, I'm like, oh, I have to pee. But every now and then I'll like get to the ending of a movie and I'm like, I can't make it. Like there was something like recently, it was like an hour and 50-minute movie. I remember I felt pathetic that I had to pee during it, but I just like I don't know. I wasn't as much into it. I think it was like Honey Don't, that like Aubrey Plaza movie, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Like I don't care enough.
Wait, which Aubrey Plaza movie?
The Honey Don't with her and Margaret Qualley. I saw that in theaters, and I didn't like it, so I didn't feel too bad about dipping out early.
I think mine was the Fantastic Four.
I got close in that one.
That you didn't like?
Yeah, a little bit A, a little bit of B. I had to go. I definitely had to go pee, and I was like, "What is happening in this movie?"
So let's talk Spider saving his daddy, because you talked about they get into a fight. Jake Sully and Stephen Lang underwater, and I like the moment when they both come up and they find an air bubble because they're trapped in the ship, and they're both just next to each other. They're not fighting in this moment. I like this part. They take an air bubble because it's like we both got to breathe. He needs a breath. Stephen Lang needs a breath, so he's not going to try and fight. They take a breath, and then they realize it's fight time, and they fight. And Jake Sully gets him in a fucking rear naked chokehold and just takes him out. He's done. And you think it's over, but Spider comes down and saves his daddy. But if your daddy was Stephen Lang and his consciousness was in a giant blue body with a big tail and you saw it at the bottom of the ocean, would you not save it?
He literally just shot and killed my fucking brother. Let's not gloss over that fact. A guy I grew up with and was raised with.
I'm choosing what to gloss over. I'm glossing over that fact.
I mean, you can't. First of all, it's not his real dad. It's not like twins.
That's not his real brother. You want to go there?
No, I could say he's more of his brother than that is more of his dad, because family
Brother's
bonds.
blue.
He grew up with them. That's his family. Just because he's adopted doesn't make that less of his brother. It's still his fucking brother. And the dad just showed up, who's a complete fucking asshole, who literally
Can I have
used
a rebuttal
them.
to that, Tim?
You can rebuttal your ass, fucker.
Jake, I'm going to rebut hole as the teenager.
You rebut hole yourself. All I'm saying is that he tried killing his siblings multiple times, killed one of them legitimately, and then all of a sudden you can do like choke people underwater. Does that actually work? This is a real question.
Yes.
If you choke someone underwater, do you lose the air quicker? Because aren't you holding your breath anyway?
The choking,
I think so,
rear naked chokehold.
Does it? I don't know.
Tim, the rear naked chokehold is not cutting off air supply; it's cutting off blood flow to the brain. That's what it's doing. But
either way, he should have let him fucking drown.
I like
have
that
a rebuttal.
he leaves him at that like rock, and I like that he kind of leaves him with the Batman Begins like I'm not gonna save you, or I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you. You know, that's kind of where he leaves him at. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't have to fucking do any of that shit.
Yeah.
Batman left
God
Ra's
damn
al
it, Timbo!
Ghul.
I have a rebuttal.
Batman left Ra's al Ghul to die. He didn't fucking like pull him off the train. He caused the fucking train. He
What are
said,
we
"Fuck
doing
your
here?
ass." And what's
What
your
are we doing
butthole?
here?
Show me your butthole.
Listen to my butthole. Rebuttal. You want to sit here and say, "Oh, that's his family.
Say a
That's
lot
his
of stuff.
brother. That's his this. That's his that." Jake Sully, the great Na'vi warrior who has 5 fucking fingers. We haven't talked about why he has 5 fingers. If you're making an avatar that's supposed to fit in with a Na'vi, why didn't you give that avatar 4 fingers? I don't fucking know. But
Don't they say it in
anyways.
the first movie? I could be wrong about this, but don't they explain it in the first
That was
No,
probably
they
a
only-
dumb excuse that I didn't
They
like.
didn't. They only brought it up in this movie.
Oh,
When
damn,
he's
okay.
doing his exposition turd dump.
Yeah, it
as
doesn't make
Jake
sense
Sully-
anymore in this fucking movie. It made sense in the first one because he's talking to he's talking while we're all talking to a camera. Keep going. Sorry.
So
Your
when
butthole.
Jake Sully is doing his exposition dump, he says, "Now I have 4 kids." He includes Kiri. He does not include Spider, which means that the Sully family does not consider Spider family. They have cast him out. The mother tries to cut his fucking throat. So don't sit here and tell me that that's his family because they don't think of him that way. They are mean to him.
Okay. His brothers were nice to him. They consider him part of the family, and then he grew up with them, so they're at least best friends, and they talk about it the whole time. Because at the very end, they kept going, bro. So he was
bro.
still. It wasn't
Bro,
like
bro.
Jake fucking got shot and then he revenged him. No, it was his fucking brother that he considers one of his best friends. I have best friends that their parents might not like me.
You
That's
don't have
fine.
friends.
But I bought them. That's fine. Not bought. I pay them. There's a
You
difference.
pay me?
Yeah. And so just because your dad doesn't like me and consider me part of the family doesn't mean how close we are. And if someone were to shoot you, if a clone of my dad were to shoot you, do you want me to let him fucking live? Or do you want me to let him drown at the bottom of the fucking ocean? What do you want, Josh? You choose.
Before
You
we
choose.
wrap up this
Oh.
discussion and go to letterbox time,
L.A. dodging the
anybody-
question.
I'm going to mute Tim here in a minute. Does anybody have any final thoughts on Avatar 2, The Way of Water, before we go to our final segment, which is a letterbox time?
I think I guess I didn't mention this before, is that I do prefer this over the first movie, personally. I think
Absolutely. I do too.
which is kind of weird considering I thought the first one was my favorite movie of all time when I was 12. But I do think that this movie, it gets a little bit deeper with the characters. It's visually more impressive, like we said. And honestly, like I said before, I just think the water side of Pandora is more visually interesting than the forest side. I just find it really
Absolutely.
I just find it really cool. So I do prefer. I mean, I love both movies. I actually think both are incredible. But I do prefer this one by a hair. I think it deepens it. It's more dramatic. It's more weighty. It's just all around a banger. I love this one.
It's letterbox time. This is the segment where we look at the people of Letterboxd and see what they have given it. But at first, Tim, before we go there, what would be your letterbox score of Avatar, The Way of Water?
I would agree with some stuff. I would say that I definitely liked it better than the first one. I feel like that I really wanted them to bury the older son in the forest because he said he wanted to go home, and I really wish they brought him to the forest and buried
That's a
him
valid
there.
point. I'll give you that.
I didn't think that he needed to be in the water people's ancestors. I thought that would have been a cool funeral kind of a thing.
He's not a water people.
Because he's not a water people, man. And he even says at the end, he's like, I just want to go home. I don't know. Whatever. That being said, my biggest gripe with the first Avatar, obviously, was the story. It was not original. It was, whatever
good.
you want to call it. Visually, it was amazing. I call it Fern Gully. But whatever. So with this, I think that the story was definitely better. It was more original, but it still was very tropey. You could call everything that was going to happen. You knew that someone was going to get shot. You knew the bullies were going to pick on him. It was very things that we've seen before, but it was more of an original story than the first one. I'll give it that. So for me, I still gave it, I feel like, a fairly good score right down the middle, 3 out of 5. I wasn't super blown away because I feel like the visuals were the same to me because I think the visuals still held up in the first one as they do in this one. I don't think we needed a lot of the montages, and I don't think we needed Jake Sully voiceover anymore. Like, you got to move past it. It doesn't work anymore. It worked in the first one, and I liked the voiceover in the first one. I know we talked about it before. I think Josh, you, and whoever we had on, I forgot who, wasn't a big fan of it, but I actually liked it because I thought it made sense. And yeah, so I think 3 out of 5. It's pretty solid.
Had you seen this one before?
This is the first time seeing it. I do think the runtime is too long. There's definitely spots where you could cut shit out, which would make it more rewatchable, in my opinion.
All right, Adam, what do you give it out of 5 on a Letterboxd scoring?
Man, I think my James Cameron Na'vi bias is about to show. On Letterboxd, I have it at a 4.5. I just think it's a visual splendor. I love it. I saw it 3 times in theaters, actually. 3 times, I guess, with this re-release. I saw it twice in the original run, and then I went back a 3rd time this year for the re-release. So I love it. I think it's awesome, and I can't fucking wait for Fire and Ash. Every time I see the trailer in theaters, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
This trailer I haven't seen yet. I didn't know this thing existed.
So what do you give it?
4.5. That's where I'm at with it.
4.5.
Oh, you said 4.5? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's okay. You were chugging.
Oh,
you're good.
That's true. I was finishing my water.
So, this was my first time watching it since I had seen it in the theater, like I said. When I pulled it up on Letterboxd after my rewatch here to log it, I realized I had given it a 3.5 prior. I changed my score this time to a 4. 4 out of 5. So I moved it up. I always knew I liked it better than the first. I think I give the first a 3, and that to me is a very soft 3 on the first. I think the first I don't love. This one I did really enjoy. I do agree with Tim, and I'm not one of those guys who's like, runtime's too long, it's got to be shorter. Listen, if a movie is pulling it off, I'm down with it. I remember seeing, which The Departed is not nearly as long as this. We talked about it. It's probably because of fucking Jack Nicholson's fake schlong that I was just like, I want more of this movie. Like, give me more. When the movie was getting ready to end, I was like, keep this movie going. I loved it. So, but this one I do agree. At a point, I reached a point of being like, I've seen enough. The water's gorgeous. The whale is cool. These teens are buttholes. I've seen enough. I know what's going on here. But all in all, visually great. I think that the family dynamic of this one makes it so much better than the first. I really like that they brought in the kid characters. Jake Sully's not the star of this one. His kids are really the star. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm at a solid 4 out of 5. The people of Letterboxd give this movie an average score of 3.6 out of 5, and that is based on 1,930,000 ratings, with an average score. Most common rating is 4 out of 5 stars, making up 27%. So an average score of 3.6 is what it gets. It's a good movie. I am curious to see what they do for Fire and Ash. I am curious to see if they can keep people going to the theaters to see Avatar. I don't know that they can. Not if they have 7 more fucking movies planned.
What I'm curious about with Fire and Ash, and the way that James Cameron kind of talks about it, is that while there are I think he's planned up to 7 or 8 of these. He said that while there's more story to tell after this one, that if they do decide to end it at 3, it is a trilogy. Like, it's a finale to this 3-film arc, and that if they do another one after this, there will be a huge time jump because it's a pretty definitive ending, which I find really fascinating because this one does feel like an Empire Strikes Back of sorts, with where it ends. Like, it kind of leaves everyone scattered, emotionally vulnerable, in a new place, so I'm kind of curious to see how much of a finale that this one feels like coming up.
Well, we forgot to cheers at the beginning, which we normally do. If you have anything left in your fucking drink, let's just cheers our ways out of here. So, to James Cameron, to Avatar, and to surviving the franchise. We will go on. Now, if you have a computer, which I hope you do, follow us on Letterboxd. We are The Binge Podcast on Letterboxd. If you are watching us on YouTube, we also have an audio version wherever you get your podcasts. And if you are listening to us, we also have a YouTube version so that you can see Timbo Jones's beautiful face and see him touching tips with a whale, maybe at the end of this episode. Stay tuned. And that's it. We will catch you on the flippity flop.